What is up, A team? Welcome back. Awesome here. Hope everyone's having an awesome day, or not depending on, but I hope it's awesome. And yes, we're back at it today to talk more about some crypto, talk more about XRP. We have a date in mind, or at least somewhere we could actually gauge as to where we could see XRP or seeing a nice positive gain in XRP. I think a lot of us here holding XRP want to sort of know those dates. So we'll definitely talk about that. We're going to talk about where crypto's at right now. Today's kind of a dead day for the most part. Bitcoin actually was looking like it was ripping pretty good this morning. Earlier this morning, it was kind of going up. It almost hit went into 86,000. I was like, holy crap, man. Sort of woke up the beast here. But since then, we have come back down into the 84,700 range for Bitcoin. I thought XRP was going to start ripping. That again has kind of fell back down to $2.06. So again, it's kind of a, as much as we get on this like nice little, what seems to be a nice little rally, we do seem to come flatlining again. So that's kind of how the market's going to be. I do think that we're going to be up, have some ups, some downs. We're going to be trading sideways for quite some time. Just a matter of when. And I think for at least for XRP, we might have a good date here that we could shine some light onto. But before I jump into everything, I do want to say what's up to everyone here. We got Deb in the house here. What's up, Deb? Good to see you, dude. We got Second Mouse, Richard, XRP Bandit, Patriot Dave. What's up, man? We got Jimmy the Handic, Ian. We got Tim Shea. We got this Mayor Crypto in the house here. Appreciate you being here, Tim. Good to see you all. Pipeline in the house here. Tommy Savage. What's up, man? Family man. Outdoor Nature. Real Patriot. Kyle. El Citizen. If I missed some of you, I'm sorry. I'm scrolling down. Scott Starling. Good to see you, buddy. Chipper. What's up, man? Benny. All is one. Otis. Yeah, good to see you guys. Livia. Appreciate you all being here today on this beautiful here in the Northwest. It's kind of cold here in the Northwest, actually. But for the most part, things are actually looking pretty good from the weather standpoint. But let's jump into some crypto here. As you guys see, crypto's down over the last hour. You can see not a ton, right? I mean, it's still floating around, at least Bitcoin's still floating around that 85,000 mark, right? 84,864. It's down roughly 0.38% in the last hour. It's really been flat across the 7-day mark. Look at that, 0.24. It's super flat across the board here. Ethereum's kind of, trying to come back, still 2% down. But let's look at XRP. XRP is still down 3% over the last 7 days. Again, it's hovering around this anywhere from the $2 mark to the the 214 mark. Nothing exciting whatsoever about crypto in regards to where it's at. Stellar only down 0.99% over the last 7 days. Hedera down 4.11%. So this is still down. It's good that it's up 0.22% over the last 24 hours. Nothing significant by any means, but again, crypto has kind of flatlined for the most part, which is kind of good if you think about it. The volatility is gone right now. The fear index has gone back up, so we're sitting at a 32. It was down to a 17 at one point. So really flatlined for the most part. A lot of it has to do with this right here. Trump's approval rating on the economy drops to the lowest of his presidential career, meaning across the last 4 years and into this time, his rating for the economy. I mean, we're talking, obviously Trump's known for having a good economy. It's dropped to the lowest level since he's been in president now and the previous presidency, which is kind of crazy. So Tony Punch, what's up, man? Good to see you, dude. Brodick, let's go. Top of the morning. Good to see you, dude. R Caffeine. F Joe, what's up, buddy? Good to see you guys here. SpaceX rumors say that XRP holders are selling and buying Kita. I haven't heard of that, dude. Grab Gray, what's up, man? Been busy working, hoping all is well with the Chad and Austin. Yeah, you too, man. I hope all is well. Working, everyone's working, dude. Unfortunately, I had to sell XRP to pay $8,000 to the tax man. God, that's so crazy, THC. Benny, there's a lot of people that actually like XCN. So, but yeah, it's dropped to its lowest rating here. This kind of. I was waiting for this to actually come out to see where his rating was. But it says, and only 1,000 Americans across the country showed their rating here. So we're only talking about 1,000 people. So they're taking a very, very low percentage of people. I mean, we got 250 million people in America, and we're taking 1,000 people and running a survey. So I don't feel too like this isn't that. I mean, in all reality, I'm not putting a lot of this is just. I'm not putting a lot of weight into it, I guess is what I'm trying to say. It says that 1,000 Americans across the country showed 44% approving of Trump's handling of the presidency and 51% disapproving, slightly better than CNBC's final reading when the president left office in 2021. It says on the economy, however, these 1,000 surveys showed that Trump with a 43% approval and 55% disapproval for the first time in any CNBC poll. So I don't know. I kind of laughed at this because it's 1,000 people out of 250 million people, and we don't know where they even get these people. We've never been pulled. I've never been pulled. Have you guys been pulled? I don't think I met a single person who's ever been pulled. So this is just kind of funny that this is out here. I kind of got a kick out of it, but it is what it is. This right here is actually really, really cool. So if you go back and you look right here, MicroStrategy has the largest return in this standard era right now, the Bitcoin standard era. We're talking since Bitcoin's adoption, it has outperformed NVIDIA, Tesla, Google, Apple, Microsoft, all the big companies out there. It has significantly outproduced them by so much. Look at this. This just shows you the power of Bitcoin over at least a decade, and how much this has actually improved. I mean, it's just insane the returns the strategy is actually getting right now. MicroStrategy is getting on Bitcoin compared to all the other largest companies in the world. Even Bitcoin itself, BTC itself, right there at 614%. I mean, MicroStrategies is just absolutely destroying the entire markets right now with their growth. It's insane. When I saw this chart, I was like, holy crap, dude! I climbed a pole once. What's up, Rick? Good to see you, man, from the Netherlands. Hell yeah, dude. Seiko, we got Seiko Hunt in the house here. What's up, buddy? What's up, Andrew? Good to see you, man. Regina, appreciate you guys being here. We got Trent. We got our quant buddy in the house here. Hell yeah, Soul Jeffy. Woo, you just made it. What's up, Scott? Good to see you, bud. I don't trust broadcast channel surveys. They're always wrong. I just never been surveyed. Like, I've never gone through a poll. I've never had a poll taken on me. Like, I mean, it's just kind of funny. Like, where do they get these? Where do they get these from? Never met someone who actually was, polled or anything. Long time no see. What's up, Andreas? Good to see you, man. We got Cool Cat. What's up, Cool Cat? Dark Helmet. What's up, man? Yeah, happy Easter to you guys too. Yeah, we got Easter coming in tomorrow, dude. Hope you guys are set up for your Easter bunny coming in. Another cool thing here. So this is historically Bitcoin rallies following gold's all-time highs within 150 days. So going back and tracking the data since 2019, you can see the white is actually gold, and then the orange that you see in the chart right here is Bitcoin. And so anytime gold seems to do well, I mean, Bitcoin seems to rise with it. So we're seeing right now that right here, Bitcoin started to rise, and then slightly after gold rose, then Bitcoin did. And you can see there's a gap here, right? This thing climbed, and then right about 150 days between here and here, then Bitcoin rode out, right? So then what happens is that gold starts to rise. So we're hoping that this comes out, and then we're going to see Bitcoin rise with gold again. So you're seeing kind of a step here, and they're basically saying that we should see a climb in Bitcoin again, because again, it does track slowly after the all-time highs of gold. And so if you want to look at historical data to help give you an idea of where this potentially could go, this is a nice graph for that. Again, not saying that Bitcoin always follows historical data. We try to look at the history of charts and Bitcoin and everything else to determine what it could look like, but sometimes it just doesn't work out. And lately it has not worked out. So take it for what it is. Not in the Netherlands. I believe eggs in the US are cheaper now. Oh, really? They're good. They've come down significantly. That's for sure. It is definitely sure. Decrypto, what's up, man? Austin, what is your thoughts on Caleb and Brown? I am working on exit strategy. I have my crypto in a cold wallet, but when the time comes down, you're talking about what, like, when are you talking about, like, when your exit strategy, Chase? Is that what you're talking about? Like, what are you trying to figure out what your exit strategy is going to be? I mean, your exit strategy is going to be, I mean, I've been saying it probably August, September of this year seems to be like kind of where, if you're trying to look for some peaks, it could be somewhere in there potentially. So we'll see. I'm gonna bake me a wheat egg tomorrow. Oh my god, dude! It turned all my stocks into crypto. I just remember selling on Robinhood and bought Bitcoin at 7,000. Nice, dude. That's legit. What dates are you talking about on the video title? Yeah, we'll get to those dates. It's not necessarily a date. It's more of a month that there's some data out there showing XRP tends to follow this month. Can't the jokes never stopped always. I know, Dark. So here's another one right here. It says the number of Americans. This is actually pretty wild. This chart came across had to have been yesterday. I think the chart came across, but really what it came down to is just showing how many of us have to work a second job or work multiple jobs to be able to just live a normal life here with the inflation the way it's been over the last couple of years. So for the markets to do the way the markets to do as well as they did, it's still showing that Americans have to work multiple jobs just to survive. So it says right here, the number of Americans working multiple jobs jumped by 76,000 in March to a record 8.94 million. This now exceeds the 2009 high by over 500,000 people. So as a share of employment, multiple job holders rose to 5.5%, the highest since 2009, dude. Remember, 2009 was when we had the largest recession, or shit, we almost went into a depression because of the housing market, right? That was a crazy time. So that was when I graduated college. There wasn't a job out there. It says this comes as a 28.47 million people work part-time jobs in the U.S., the third highest on record. Millions of Americans are working multiple jobs to afford basic necessities. This is just to afford basic necessities. That just shows you where we've gone as a society, where America is at. Unfortunately, under the previous administration, when it comes to just inflation, right? They could have done everything. I mean, the markets were great. There's a lot of other good things that came from the previous administration, but the inflation, which is the hidden tax for a lot of Americans, it made it really hard just to afford basic necessities. So yeah, the stock market might have been great. The S&P 500 went to all-time highs. All that kind of stuff was good. But when it came down to just the basic necessities of living life, because like I said, 88% of the wealth in our stock market is held by the elites of the world. And so there's really a small amount of the lower to middle class people that are actually in the stock market or in crypto or any of that kind of stuff, right? So this just goes to show you that a majority of Americans are struggling to actually just afford basic necessities. So yeah, you could look back and say, well, the previous administration had a great stock market, had all this kind of stuff, but you got to think that is actually positive for the upper tier to upper middle class. Everyone else is kind of screwed, and that's kind of where it's going here. Is that we basically cannot keep we couldn't keep our economy going the way it was. Even though the markets were looking great, even though everything was looking good, the economy itself was actually kind of dismal with inflation. So I'm hoping that inflation comes down. I'm hoping that we are able to start buying and borrowing from a lot more. How the housing market will come back. People will go be out there. They'll be able to buy cars, all that good stuff. So that's kind of what I'm having. Let's say XRP hits the price target and I want to sell. Not sure if I want to use a broker like Caleb and Brown to sell or use an exchange to sell my crypto. I would just use an exchange, bro. I don't even know who the hell Caleb and Brown is, bro. I don't know what that is. 2 more months, the SEC to release one piece of paper. That should have taken them 1 hour to write. Nothing new. Yeah. The SEC can always be a little bit of a bear. The struggle is real. Dip after dip after dip. Yeah, the struggle could be real for sure. Milton, what's up, bud? As above, so below. Energy shift is now. Yeah, there's going to be definitely a shift for sure. They said eggs in Vietnam are $154 a dozen. Damn. I haven't heard of Caleb Brown, bro. I don't even know what that is. Crypto Hulk promotes Caleb Brown. Yeah, I don't even know who that is, dude. I don't even. Oh, okay. Yeah. You guys got me with this whole Caleb Brown thing. Man, you keep it real. I always hear about Caleb Brown. Also on all the other channels. I wonder why I never ever dealt with somebody in Australia. Yeah, I just sounds like a scam. I don't even know. Caleb Brown is a broker. Okay. I have referral links. I swear. Oh, dude. I know a lot of exchanges crash during I wouldn't. There's no reason to do it. There's no reason for a broker. I mean, I guess I'm kind of I would just do it myself. Like, why would you pay for a broker fee? Just log into there's no reason for a broker. I think they are in France or Germany. You're a third world country when your citizens are obsessing over the price of eggs. They pay YouTubers to promote. Oh yeah. Thinking about putting some of my bag on a cold storage. Yeah, you probably should. They execute when other exchanges are down. It's funny you guys are all on this Caleb and Brown thing, dude. That's just wild to me. I would never give a broker or an exchange my crypto. There's no effing way, dude. You couldn't pay me to do that. Dude, there's no way. There's no way. I don't care how liquid Caleb and Brown is. There's no way you could give me. I would never give them my crypto. I'm gonna be honest. That's crazy to me, dude. You guys are crazy, dude. Why would you do that? Why would you give them their why? What is the point? So they could go borrow against it? Dude, that's crazy to me, dude. Oh my gosh. Not your keys, not your crypto, dude. If you give it to a broker or an exchange, dude, like it's not your crypto, man. Oh jeez. Get that shit off the brokers. Get that stuff out of the exchanges, dude. Get that into a cold storage so you have it, you own it, man. Yeah, if you're gonna off ramp it, yeah, that's totally fine, dude. But don't store it there. Double bottom. The throat clearing. Oh my god, dude. You just made me never want to watch that. Oh my god, dude. Yo, when do we actually get our safe tokens? Safe tokens. What are you talking about, Brandon? Safe tokens. I'm a broker. Send me your tokens and I'll give you double back. Did you see that Oregon is going after Coinbase in court? Yeah, they probably should. Brother, please don't diss Caleb and Brown. Do research. I'm not dissing them. What are you talking about, dude? I've just said that I wouldn't use a broker to give them my money, dude. That just is not going to happen. That's all I said. I didn't say they're bad. I just said I wouldn't use them I wouldn't use a broker for my crypto. Yeah, but you shouldn't be storing your stuff on exchanges. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. Just get into the habit of not putting your stuff on exchanges, please. Not your keys, not your crypto. But if you wanted to, if you have to off ramp it, yeah, definitely you have to send it to an exchange and then off ramp it. So if that's who you have to use for it, then go for it. Just don't store your stuff on there. That's all I'm trying to say. No, I don't store it there. I just asking when it comes time to sell, how reliable are the exchanges? Oh, I get what you're saying, dude. Yeah, you got to find one that's actually legit, dude. I mean, like the reason why I use Coinbase is because it's insured, so any money moving through there at $250,000 is secured, right? So I'm only going to move $250,000 through Coinbase at any given time just because of the protection, that they're working with the FDIC to actually help with that, which would be great. So yeah, so just make sure that I just like to keep my stuff in cold storage. But yeah, if you have to put it through this Caleb and Brown to get your money off it, then that's what you do, right? But I think Coinbase, you got to think BlackRock, all of these giant ETF companies are using Coinbase as the intermediary. They're the third party provider for providing liquidity to these ETFs, dude. Like Coinbase is not going under. There's no way, dude. The federal government would be so screwed if Coinbase went under. They are like the number one provider for the liquidity for all these ETFs that are coming through. So just go look. It's pretty wild. Yeah, I get the whole crypto storage system, but I just would not. I would just. It's not your key. If you send it to a broker or send it to an exchange, it's not. You don't own it anymore, dude. I promise. No, I said they're working. They're working with yeah, they're working with them to try to get the FDIC for the insurance on there, which would be awesome, right? I mean, treat it like a bank in some degrees. Have that FDIC. Yeah, that hasn't like come to fruition 100% with Coinbase and the exchanges. Don't you know how to transfer to a cold storage? Yeah, I would just transfer to cold storage. Uphold uses Fireblocks, multiple signs for our assets held in a cold storage offline. Not your keys, not your yeah. If you don't have it, if you don't own your own, if you're having it on another system, yep, yeah, I do. When I sell, I'll have yeah. It's the only way to off ramp it, dude. So yeah, I agree with you. You have to send it through an exchange. Yeah, it doesn't matter. You still got insurance with the FDIC. That's just including that all banks don't go under TNT. You know what I mean? Not all banks are going to go under at the same time. And we already saw that with all the banks that went through like a year ago, dude. All those banks that went under. It wasn't like all banks are going. It's not like Chase and Wells Fargo and all these other large bank, U.S. Bank and Bank of America are all going to go under at the same time. I invest in ETF. If you have a plan, You set your orders because exchanges, yeah, exchanges do get a bit crazy. I will admit that exchanges do get a bit crazy. So again, Bitcoin, we should probably see. I mean, I'm hoping that we see a nice little rally here. It does fall. It does traditionally follow that of gold. So that I like seeing that. What was the other thing? One thing I wanted to point out here. This is what I was talking about here. If you go back and look at basically this is the year of XRP here. So when we find a date of where XRP performs the most, it's right here in July. Look at this, dude. Look at July over the years from 2020 to 21, 22, 23, 24. Even though XRP was in the red, it was obviously being suppressed by the SEC. July seems to be the month where we seem to have the biggest growth for XRP, or at least over the last 5 years, it's gone up in the green here. So, we're looking to maybe have a nice little performance here coming, which is right here in Q3, right? Q3 going into Q4. So we got right here at the beginning of Q3, you got Q1, Q2. We said right here in Q3 going into Q4 will be really good for XRP. So I'm hoping that that's kind of where we see this turnaround for not just XRP, but a majority of crypto is around this July, August, September area is kind of where I'm at. The only thing you need to watch is the Fed balance sheet if you're wanting alt season. Yeah, I would agree with that. What's up, Kev? Good to see you, bud. I deleted my 401k and bought crypto. Fidelity wouldn't hold your Bitcoin. You self-custody your crypto on a cold storage, so when time says I have to, I get you, Chase. That's what you do. I thought you were saying that you were holding it on there. I was like, man, that's a tough one to swallow. Would be nice for BOA or TD to be able to have their own wallets for cryptos. Yeah, Trent, I'm with you. It would be nice for that. Maybe traditionally that won't happen. I was Jacob. The price target for me is like right around the $2 mark. That's kind of where it's at. You could go a little lower than that. I mean, we saw that people put orders in for like 175. You could be super aggressive with that if you're trying to get a good buy, right? Cash, thanks for being a member for 3 months. Let's go. Oh, did you see Sol Crazy Pump? Yeah, Solana did really well the other day. Obviously Solana is back down to where it's at right now, but this thing or it's back down today, but this thing did go on a nice little rally. So it was nice to see Solana. The Solana dipped below, if you guys don't remember, just over 7 days ago. Solana was on a trend downward to 122 over the month. This thing went down well below 97, right around 97 cents below the $100 mark. Now back up to $1.08 or $138. So this thing has gone up pretty nicely if you look at it over the last month. I mean, if you were able to buy this at 90 and get back up here to 138, you're sitting pretty nice on that. So again, Cash, thanks for being a member for 3 months, man. Really appreciate that. To protect against quantum hacks, nowhere on Fireblock's website does it protect against quantum computer hacks. Yeah, I don't know, man. I just wouldn't have my money over there. I got some fresh ass squeezed orange juice. That sounds actually pretty good. Check out the Digibyte and ZBack. That's why I'm into crypto. I don't trust the banks. Yeah, banks can be a little, institutions are a little finicky these days. You got the Decent cold wallet. Yeah, I think a lot of people here do. The Pure Wallet token, when do we receive our pre-sale tokens? Brandon, I think that they I honestly don't know when they're going to launch. Like I said, I could assume that they're probably going to launch after the Bitcoin conference. So probably in May. Probably June if I had to guess. It's probably going to be in June, bro. And the reason why I say that is because they got the Bitcoin conference coming up. It'd be stupid for them to launch. I'm not the developer, but if I had to advise them, I probably wouldn't launch until into June after the Bitcoin conference. I mean, they're probably gonna hopefully they get a lot of exposure at the Bitcoin conference. I mean, it'll be the first time that Bitcoin will ever be able to be transferred offline. So you got to think that's pretty badass. No one has ever transferred Bitcoin offline from one wallet to another. This will be the first time, patented technology. And they're going to unveil that at the Bitcoin conference. And I think that if you get people like Michael Saylor to see that, I think he'll, you never know. He could be into something like that. So, that's the whole goal of going to these conferences with these people. Is anything safe from a quantum computing hacks? Pure Wallet safe from quantum computing hacks. The Pure Wallet event has to be what? May 25th. What is it? Whatever Bitcoin. It's like May 27th through the 29th, I think. When quantum computers pose a threat, BTC will be at the least of your problems. Probably true. And what did they say? I think they said quantum computing is supposed to hit the peak around like 8 years from now. You have your GF squeeze it with your, oh my God, dude. If XRP hits $3, daddy is buying some, what did it say? Cold cuts. But so July is the date, dude. July is the date for XRP for anyone waiting and holding. July is the date. You can see right here. It seems like we had obviously this was during a little bit of the downturn right here, but then you could see 2021, 22, 23. I mean, XRP has held strong through these. So July is kind of like this profit streak of where we've seen here. So it's continued to grow. And, recent developments, including the launch of Ripple stablecoin and the debut of the US-based XRP ETF, have reignited investors' confidence. And so you never know when these could actually hit. And so I'm actually I'm on board with where these numbers are. I'll be honest with you. I think Q3 and into Q4 are kind of where we're at with this market. In the bear market, I hope that we go long. I hope we actually climb in this. I hope we continue with the bull. We climb up to higher levels with HBAR to where it wouldn't even get close. As of right now, Jacob, ETH is the only way to buy Pure Wall. Yes. Yep. Quantum is going to be everything. Is going to be the everything hack. YouTube influencers listen to the audience once in a while. You might learn something. YouTube influencers listen to the audience. I listen to my audience all the time, dude. Lonzo, I think I interact pretty regularly with the audience and hear what they have to say. Austin, which cold store wallets do you have? And like, well, I use Ledger. I mean, Ledger's kind of been my go-to for quite some time. I had contemplated on getting the Tangent wallet because I just wanted to test it out, but I haven't actually gone and got that yet. I should probably do it though. I like Tangent. I think that they actually have there's like a legitness to them. I like that they allow you to transfer HBAR and not have to go through the hoops of what Ledger requires you to go through. So HBAR is the only coin I've seen that 100% quantum computers hack proof. You think so? You think it's gonna be hack proof? I mean, the hash graph is a whole nother ball game, dude. I think HBAR is legit. The hash graph is something completely new. I mean, no one else has the hash graph. So like HBAR is definitely, I really do like where HBAR is going. And I mean, I like the partnerships that they have. HBAR is definitely probably my, it's up there for one of my favorite ones. Worrying about quantum hacking is like worrying about someone pushing the button. Just bought the XCN drop. All right, Andrew, get it, man. Why don't you speak more about your new investments, or is Pure Wallet your latest investment? For a new project, yeah, Pure Wallet's probably the only thing from a new project that I've actually put money into. I put what, like $6,000 or $7,000 into Pure Wallet pre-sale. So yeah, that's probably the only one from a new investment that I bought into. All the other ones, like I said, I've invested into are just established cryptos, which is kind of where I'm at. I don't usually jump into too many new things out there. I think Trump was like one of the last meme coins I jumped into just out of pure fun. But most of the stuff I talk about is already established cryptos. Also, listen to me when I suggest that he tried using baby powder on boys during the heat of the summer. Dude, they have like what do they call it? Like a chafing stick. Have you guys used like a chafing stick? Dude, chafing sticks work so well. Fan got me a chafing stick for Disneyland, and dude, it's the best. It's the best thing I've ever used in my life. A chafing stick, dude. That's what you got to use for them boys. I can't believe anything is 100% hack proof. Yeah, it's probably tough to say everything's hack proof. Oh, Shaman Wallet for XRP, simplicity to Ledger. Yeah, I heard that too. There's a lot of people here that use the Shaman wallet. Shaman or Zaman wallet, however you say it. Chuck Norris mined the first Bitcoin using a pen and paper. When someone can crack it's vulnerable banks, blockchain. I mean, it seems like everything's hacked. What's up, Marty? Good to see you, man. Chafing what? I'm just saying, man. Yep, they're awesome. I recently started developing the XRPL through Shaman. Should be neat. All right. I just consolidated all my loans because of the banks. We are going bankless with crypto. You think so? We're gonna go bankless? That was Andrew. Holy crap, that was so fast. Out. What, what are we talking about? I recently started developing that. No, it's good, dude. My friend, dog just lost their. Oh my god, dude! You can actually mine with a pen and paper. Nowhere near quick enough though. Yeah, that'd be. I mining with paper would be wild. Yep. Everybody enjoy Easter. You too, man. Yeah, definitely enjoy some Easter out here. But XRP right here, obviously still sitting around this 207 marker. It's kind of flatlined over the last couple of days, probably since April 3rd. So we're talking 7 days where we've been just kind of flat here. You can see right now that the RSI is a bit purchased right now. So it probably will come down slightly. I mean, how far that goes, I don't know. You can see Bitcoin right now. We're starting to watch the trend right here for the moving averages. As you guys can see, the moving average on the 200-day is right around 85 exactly, 85,022. The 50 days moving down to the 85,316, and the 100-day is sitting here around the 87. So you can see it crossed over. And anytime we get around this area, we usually tend to bounce back. If it starts to fall through, we will eventually come back up. It's just a matter of when. But I mean, that's really when we start to get into what they call a death cross. Right now, this we're trying to get a golden cross where this actually dips down and then dips back up. So where you'll get a golden cross is where this dips down below the 200, dip down, and then we'll start to bounce back up through it, and we'll have what they call the golden cross, which is what we talked about yesterday. So that's kind of what we're waiting for to see right here with Bitcoin, at least. What did you think of the 1.68 call? Epic, huh? Yeah, you did pretty good on that, Kev. I'll give you that. And you called that in that was in January, dude. So that was like 3 months before. Yeah, I'll 100% give you that. We talked about it, right? When you brought that up, we went through the scenarios of that happening. There was a video clip I put out there on it of that, but it was good. It's good to look at both sides. But yeah, you did a good job with that, 100%. Research also tells me H bar is very well positioned. Oh yeah, I think so, dude. What's up, Mike? What's up? When you're buying crypto on Coinbase, do they factor in the fee in your DCA? Do they? They probably don't. That's why it's important to do it on just do like the spot trading. You get less fees. If we get a death cross, we were all cooked. You think? I don't know, man. Bro, check H bar. Is this a failed head and shoulder possible breakout? Let's take a look at H bar here. I don't know. I hope we have a breakout. I mean, we're trying to. I think that, like I said, we could be sideways trading for a while here. When I say sideways, I mean we can come up, we can come down, we can come up, we can be hitting this 19.5 and coming back down again. We could be doing this sort of sideways, what we've seen over here. Same with XRP, right? Come down, we can come back up here to 245, come back down, and we might do that over the course of the next couple months. Stupid cool cat. The Chuck Norris jokes, I love them, dude. Yeah, I would agree, Kev. It was a nice stream. We examined a lot. Yeah, it was good. It was good you brought it up. We went through the whole thing. It was back in January. I found the live. I actually played it again a couple maybe a month ago when we actually found these. When we started to see these dips about like where this started to go. I think we probably played it right over here in February. Probably it had to have been when these things were all happening about where this could actually go. But yeah, coming back down to this 160 marker was kind of where it was at, which you could see right here in this like 150. You could see there were definitely some support right here. Um, so, but you can see right here a lot of support at the 236 right here. So I definitely think we could probably come up and hit some resistance back up at this level. H bar does look pretty ready to pop. I hope so, dude. It's funny, the whole market was going up, H bar was going down, which is kind of crazy. I mean, it looks like a mini bear market. Yeah, I mean, it's like I said, I feel like XRP has been trading pretty good, but yeah, you can see, I mean, you had a high, then you went to a new low, then you went to a higher low, to a newer low, to a higher low, or to a lower high, sorry, to a lower high, to a lower low, right? So now if you come up, do we get another, lower high and then a lower low, I mean, that's when you start to really say that we're in a downtrend right now. And I mean, we really technically, I mean, based off this chart, I would agree with you. I mean, we are in a bit of a downtrend since January. I mean, we're going into, you know, the fourth month of the year, and it's been downtrending for over 4 months. So yeah, I would kind of agree with you on that. Do I play any instruments? No, I don't. I don't play any instruments. I'm not that good. My son plays the violin. Fan's pretty good at playing the. I mean, she's decent at playing the piano. But yeah, I don't play any instruments. I don't think we're going anywhere until we make a deal with China. Probably true. My talent when it comes to music, Devin, is I just I memorize lyrics like instantly. I can listen to them. I can listen to the song like once or twice and be able to sing right away. It's pretty weird how that works. I'm only being silly, not trying to pretend I'm some kind of oracle. No, you're good, Kev. You're good. You keep the channel based. I appreciate that. I'll be at the Bitcoin convention in a different country, hopefully jamming, and I get paid Bitcoin. I'll be cool, THC. What are you talking about? Where I have, you said on the chart that shows where you have a bull run. What are you talking about, Abby? I guess I'm confused on what you're asking. BTC price prediction in the next 3 months. I mean, I think by end of Q3 going into Q4, we're gonna be rallying for sure. Austin, have you gotten pretty good at soccer from the kids? Well, it's funny, man. I was just talking to one of the parents on the soccer club. So where I actually got good at soccer was we played intramural both in the fall and spring in college. So, you know, I was a wrestler, went to college for wrestling. And so there's just a bunch of us wrestlers and basketball players that were, you know, we all became friends. And then that's what we would do. We would, you know, do intramural for other sports. And so we kind of created our own team. And that's where I got into soccer. So basically every like spring and fall, it was either playing like flag football or it was playing soccer. And so that's where I actually got decent at playing soccer. You know, I'm not going to sit here and say I'm the best soccer player, but you know, one thing with wrestling that got me into soccer was that my stamina. I was like, you know, I mean, we had really, really good stamina. So I could run all over the place. I was super quick. I wouldn't say I was super fast, but I was fast, but I had stamina, dude. And I was super aggressive. And that's what did it, dude. So yeah, after winning some intramural championships, I mean, we were pretty good at soccer, but yeah, playing with the kids out there, I could teach them the base. You know, I could teach them things that like I did and stuff like that in intramural. But I mean, like it's nothing on the elite level here. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, it's been fun. It's been fun teaching them. Austin plays the keyboard on the PC. Exactly, that's what I do. Guys, with all this said, we survived part of the tariff beautifully. XRP has been going sideways. Anything good, this thing will fly. I'm with you, Edward. I like your positivity, dude. Your positivity is great. China and power, we're waiting on. I would agree. I got the Pure Wallet. Thank you for the info about the hacks. The hackers will pay. I got a voodoo doll. Depends. Oh my God, THC. ACDC. ACDC is pretty legit, bro. Yeah. I actually went to the ACDC concert. One of the best concerts I've ever gone to, dude. Back in 2009. 2009, I think it was like 2008, 2009. Went to the ACDC concert. It was like one of their last tours here with Angus Young out there, you know, on the guitar. Yeah, pretty badass. I love Guitar Hero. I can play Guitar Hero like none other. Good afternoon. What's up, Chadzilla? Fun to people watching. Appreciate that. Yeah. Hey, we got train aid to say football. Yeah, football in the pitch, right? Instead of the field, say the pitch. It's so funny, dude. Totally a bully on the pitch, dude. Yeah, I'd say that I was pretty aggressive. Yeah, I remember Joe. I remember you saying that you were good at soccer or football. I've been playing the slide lately with how much the market's going down like a missile. I'm with you, Paul. You've been crypto's truck. What's that, Ed D? Granny Love in the house here. We got Granny Love in the house here. I played baseball. I did too, dude. Yeah, baseball was I gave up baseball for soccer though. My senior year of high school, I gave up. That's where I played soccer. I stopped playing baseball. I got kicked off the team in baseball my junior year, and I didn't end up going back and playing. So I ended up playing soccer. I was a really, really good baseball player, but then I got kicked off the team my junior year of high school, and then I ended up playing I ended up playing soccer my senior year for high school, and that's kind of where I was like, oh, dude, I'll have fun playing soccer. I'll have fun playing soccer, bro. Check the macro thing are popping. I have a KO. Oh, your knees gave it an end. Yeah. You put the 15-minute chart on. I'll do the 15-minute chart for you. I haven't done a 15-minute chart forever, bro. What can I tell you last time I did a 15-minute chart? Yeah, 15-minute charts look a little rough. Stupid Granny. You crazy, Granny Love. I was amazing in basketball and sprinting and track. Broke a national record in the 4-4. Damn, Regina, that's awesome. Played in top team in Sweden for 11 years, but club politics made me leave and start doing sports without coaches. Oh man, that's crazy. That's awesome. Do you believe in M2 money supply? I don't even know. Austin chirping too hard. No, dude, we actually had a brawl, dude. That was like it was like one of the biggest brawls, and we we were playing against a team, one of our, not, it wasn't a rival, and I was a catcher, and we were talking, there was shit talking going on through the whole game, and what happened was people would swing their bats back, but he kept hitting the ground and it was causing dirt to come in my face. And so I was like, dude, what is up, man? So we had some words. Anyways, somehow this kid got on third base and the shot was hit out to center field and he came running through. And I had, I took off my mask and I was trying to figure out where I was going to back up, whether it was going to be third base or second base, or I'm at first base. And he comes through and just freaking, dude, he just clocks the shit out of me, dude. I do like a backflip, and I get up, man, and like charge him, like take him to the ground, and then all the benches clear, and the big pile, we're all on top of each other, and then the refs like talking crap to me, and I'm talking crap to the ump, and I'm in his face, he's in my face, and then he calls the game, and when he calls the game, our pitcher, because the pitcher's still on the mound after everything, he walks out to the mound, he literally turns out their dugout and just freaking throws the ball as hard as he can, pegs a kid in the dugout. Bench is clear again. We all go at it. Parents are going at it. And so yeah, I got kicked off the team. A lot of us got kicked off the team. It wasn't just me, but we all got kicked off the team for it. And it was because the coach, our head coach was not there at this one. And he was the previous coach, or sorry, he was the previous athletic director of the school that we played for. So yeah, it was kind of crazy, dude. So it was too fast, dude. When I took him down, I ran behind him, dude. And I didn't punch him. I just tackled him from behind, just hit him like a tackle. And when he went down, I was on top of him. But when all that happened, everyone jumps on top. You don't even have time to there was no time to swing. Everyone was on top of you, dude. It was like a pile. It's like a legit pile, dude. And then you're frantically running around trying to it was crazy time. I stopped looking at the charts and ignored everything, just holding. I'm with you, dude. We say in LA, you're sick. I was just like, hey, you're gonna hit me, I'm gonna hit you. You know what I mean? It's just tick for attack, right? Wrestling team disguised as baseball players. That's kind of. I mean, there was 2 wrestlers on there. Yeah, there was 2. We had 2 wrestlers on the baseball team. So yeah, it was pretty fun, man. I look back and I have no regrets on him. I got kicked off. It sucked. I was mad. I got kicked off, but because he didn't really. They didn't listen to our side. I just felt like it was just hey, you got into a fight, got into a brawl, we're gonna let you go. There was no hey, dude, did you see the whole story? Did you listen to the parents? The parents saw it, everyone saw it, but they just were like, nope, you're guilty by association, you're guilty because of it all. And I was just like, you know what, dude, screw you, man. I don't need to be on your team. So I gave up baseball. That's the last time I played baseball. Then I played softball. Then after college, we played on a softball team for 3 years. We played like a slow pitch softball team, which we dominated, and that was fun. That was actually funner than baseball. I don't even know where we're getting into these fights and brawls when we're talking about crypto. I swear I go off on tangents on this channel. All out brawls are very unpredictable. Yeah, I didn't expect it to happen. I'll tell you that right now. That's how men do things. I think so. I mean, you just got to just settle it. I can't believe Austin is 6'5". I'm definitely not 6'5". Definitely not 6'5". Yes, slow pitch is way better. Yeah, we had fun, man. I actually had a lot of fun playing softball. BTC is looking better. Starting to come back, 85. Get back into the 85 range here. I just saw that. We'll go back to the hour chart here. Starting to slowly come back here on the hour chart, looking good. I always imagine he was 4 foot. 4 foot man eating chicken. Oh, it's kind of hard to you know. Yeah, I mean, I'm average height. 5'10" on a good day. We got off on a tangent because the market's so boring. That's true. Damn, Austin's taller than me. But tell me, did you kick their ass, Austin? Like I said, it was so hard. Like, so to a certain extent, like, so my senior, so I mean, yeah, I wrestled their team. I mean, like, when we wrestled them, like they never even got close to beating us in terms of wrestling. But that thing, it's too hard. When I tackled the guy, like I said, everyone jumps. When you get into a brawl, dude, like you don't really realize that how many people get involved in it. Like, I mean, everyone just jumps on you. Like it's like and then you can't move. It's like in a football pile. Like you're at the bottom of a football pile, and you're just like kind of stuck. And then people are grabbing you, and then when they grab you, you got like 5 people grabbing you. And it's not like you can do anything, and plus I had all my gear on, dude. So like I had like my my chest pad, I had my knee pads on, or, the guards, the leg guards and stuff like that. So it was just so hard. It was just crazy. Military personnel is not treated. My friend, the sniper, needed money. So I transferred H-bar to help a friend. Damn, bro. That's pretty cool, THC. I'm 5'10" and shrinking. I'm kind of with you, dude. I feel like I've shrunk over the years too. But I spiked my hair. I'm 5'10". I did wrestling sophomore and junior year and quit due to an arm injury. Oh, damn, Devin. Yeah, that's tough, dude. Yeah, injuries can definitely derail a lot of things, man. I was fortunate. I didn't get too injured too much. The only significant, I've had 2 significant injuries in my life. I broke my wrist snowboarding. I was a big time snowboarder and, half pipe, doing flips and stuff like that. I came off a cliff, into snow. And when I went to look back to see if my buddy made it off, I caught an edge and I fell and I sat right on my hand and I ended up breaking my scaphoid. It's called like a scaphoid bone between your thumb and your wrist. And I broke it there and had to have surgery on that. And then when I was a sophomore in football, I was running through. I was running back and I was running through and I got hit and the guy hit me on my hip and dislocated my hip, bro. And so my sophomore year, I actually dislocated my hip. It took like 8 weeks to recover from because when you dislocate your hip, dude, like it comes out of the socket and it like just like tears. It like basically tears your, all your hip flexors. So all the muscles right there basically just got tore because of the pressure from the socket. So it didn't actually break the socket or anything. It just got dislocated from the socket and then like tore my muscles. And so it took like 8 weeks to like basically recover from torn muscles on my hip. And yeah, pretty wild. But ever since they replaced, it sounds crazy that like I got dislocated hip. It was the worst pain of my life, dude. I think I'd rather break my wrist. I think I'd rather be punched in the face. Tell you the truth, I'd probably rather be kicked in the nuts a couple times than actually going through a dislocated hip again. That was pretty wild. I shattered my forearm in half in a straight reset. Damn, bro. I exploded my knee once getting onto a bike that was, damn, dude. Yeah, we probably all have some crazy ass stories. Nerves in my elbow, torn. Oh my God, dude. Yeah, you guys got some nasty ones too. Yeah, we went straight from like boring crypto to let's tell everyone about our craziest injuries. Never learned how to throw a ball. Hate ball sports. Did I see that, Regina? You said you were 5'1"? on your tippy 5'3" on your tippy toes. What I missed, dude, Pedro, we're talking. We went off on a tangent, dude. July 4th is the marker. All right, the amazing rando. Okay, I sneezed and farted last week and passed out. Yeah, it's an old man injury report for sure, dude. That's when you know you're getting old. I was throwing my leg over the seat, boom, crutches for a week. Oh my god, dude. Yeah, I was on crutches. I was on crutches for about I was on my crutches for about 6 weeks, I think, when I dislocated my hip. Yeah, it was just because they didn't want you walking on it to let the tendons and then the nerves and the muscles. I mean, I remember how sore it was. It was so sore for so long. But then my sophomore year, it was like that was during football, halfway through football season, and then I think I missed like maybe a week of wrestling, and then I went out there and tore it up in wrestling, dude. Like I thought that was not my wrestling. I thought my wrestling year was over too, so I was kind of sad about that. I've torn both of my ACLs and meniscus during surgery. Did it again, then broke my lower leg. Oh my god, Regina, what were you doing? What did you do to tear that? Ruptured my eardrum wakeboarding. Ear was the first thing to break the water. Oh my god, dude. Yeah, exploding eardrum or ruptured eardrum. My dad, obviously he's deaf in one ear. He's gone through like an eardrum issue, dude. He's like, it's the worst thing in the world. Oh my, Curtis, really? You cut your ball back? How does that happen? I tore most of my ACLs, meniscus, had surgery. You tore your ACLs from heat stroke? Did I read that right? Stepped out of the car and just fainted. Holy crap! That's how you tore your ACLs. I went home and started downing whiskey. Went in the hospital on the night and dropped my trousers in a reception. Oh my god, Kev. Yeah, I also ruptured my eardrum wakeboarding. Dude, how many times were you guys big wakeboarders too? I love wakeboarding, man. Wakeboarding was like my thing in the summer, dude. Pelosi. Hey, I'm late, but made it. I appreciate you here, Evan. We're just talking about random stories. I love wakeboarding. Yeah, I used to love wakeboarding, man. I have severe tinnitus from high decimals. I hear nothing but ringing all day. Oh my god, dude. Only to show my knee, just clarify. I did read that as you saying something else. Slalom skiers here. All right. I'm a snowboarder that attempts wakeboarding. Yeah, wakeboarding that attempts wakeboarding. Yeah. No, I was big into wakeboarding, dude. 360s, 180s. I could do some flips. Yeah, it was crazy because I mean that was back in 2000, probably like 2006, probably like 2004 to 2008 is like really when I hit my prime in wakeboarding. But they didn't have like real cameras back then, so like none of my stuff that I did is on camera. Like that was before like phones really had cameras. And I'm like, God, I wish I did because I had some filthy stuff, landing some tricks. I tripped in 6th grade and split my forehead to the skull. My gosh, dude. All you are just an illusion. I'm in a Black Mirror episode. That Black Mirror is wild, dude. Stand-up jet skis are awesome. Yeah, I love jet skis, dude. But all right, guys, I'm gonna hop off. It's been I'm gonna go out. I'm gonna get my walk in for the day. It's becoming a little bit nicer here. So I appreciate you guys all coming on here and just shooting the shit with me on this Saturday. Nothing too crazy. We're just gonna continue to watch the markets. We're gonna continue to watch Bitcoin on the daily, see if it crosses over the 200. That's really all I'm looking for. So just like I said, appreciate you guys all showing up and just chilling with me today. Markets have been ass. Not a whole lot of new news or anything like that. So just like I said, appreciate you guys at least showing up, showing love, hanging with me. Tell me all your crazy ass stories because that's what it's about. That's why I love the A team. You guys are keeping it real. So Hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day. I probably will be coming on for Easter tomorrow. So, hope you guys have a great Easter with your families, but I will probably shoot on here tomorrow and just see what's going on with the market. So with all that, hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day. If I don't see you tomorrow, hope you have a fantastic and happy Easter. And we'll be talking to you guys later. With all that, love you guys. We're out. Peace.